Wow. Good evening and a warm welcome to the very first edition of Big Talk, coming to you live on Africa TV. My name is Owen Mianza, speaking from Zambia, right here in the heart of Africa, in Southern Africa. Top.
And I'm Tom Shanga, joining you from London in the United Kingdom. Together, we'll be your hosts on Big Talk, a program where we dive deep into the real issues and big conversations shaping Africa and the world. Owen?
Interesting. So before we actually go further for today's program, we want you to actually share the broadcast. Tom will not quickly go into the program because some people are thinking that perhaps we'll do the African way, 8 p.m. as 8:30 p.m. Tom,
Yeah, we have to keep into time. Absolutely. Each week,
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely, we've got to keep time. So please do share the broadcast. Do share the
Share the
broadcast so that
broadcast
we
with
can
anyone.
have your colleagues, friends, relatives watch this very edition of Big Talk. Tom.
Absolutely. Each week, we'll bring you engaging conversations, different perspectives, and open dialogue. We'll also have themed segments, sometimes focusing on governance, sometimes on social change, sometimes on opportunities for young people, and much more.
Oh,
Yes,
great.
Owen?
So for today is the very first, like I said, this is the introduction of Big Talk. So what is going to happen today is we'll be actually introducing the program to explain what this program is all about and what you should look forward to this program. Of course, we'll have two topics, which are current affairs topics that we're going to discuss, and we hope one of our colleagues will be joining. As you know, Malawi went to the polls yesterday, so we've communicated with one of our colleagues who is based in Malawi, who will be joining on this show. Tom.
And it should be very interesting to hear what is happening in Malawi, considering that what we're hearing now is that the incumbent is losing terribly. But anyway, we need to get first-hand information as we want to keep to the facts as we discuss issues on Big Talk. Owen?
Indeed, indeed,
Yeah.
Tom. And on this program, actually, this program, Big Talk, is not about us, me and Tom. It's about you. That's why it's real issues, real voices. So at some point, we're going to actually open the lines and we want to hear from you. We want to hear your voices, you joining in the conversation to discuss the issues, especially what you'd want to see as we preparing to package the Big Talk, the program that will be coming on Africa TV. We are also on other platforms. We are on Africa TV Facebook page. We're broadcasting on Africa TV YouTube channel. And of course, we're broadcasting on Zambian Eye and the other platforms. Tom.
Yes, indeed. To be very interesting. We want to be something different, and we want people to give in their views unfiltered. We're here not as a propaganda channel. We're here to present the facts as they are presented and as they are there. Owen.
Indeed, would be very objective in our presentation of the programs. We would say or tell the story as it is. So we are a platform for you. We've made this platform actually for you. So it's a platform where you are free to come in and do participate. Like the name of the broadcasting, Africa TV, so we'll get a number of views across Africa, and of course, topics that are of interest outside Africa. Tom.
Yes, so many aspects. We'll also look at issues, social aspects of people's lives and various facets of the world as well. Yeah, especially like in Zambia at the moment, we're talking about the still an impasse on the barrier of the late president, ECL. So we also would like to look at that at some point, and other issues affecting other parts of Africa and Zambia indeed. Yeah, Owen.
Yes, indeed. So perhaps we can start unpacking the program so people get to know what is what is Big Talk. So when we talk about Big Talk, so this is the name of the program that will be coming on Africa TV. Through our different platforms, digital platforms, we say the YouTube. So we'll have the Facebook page, Africa TV Facebook page, and we have also other platforms such as the Zambian Eye that will actually carry this program. So Big Talk is a program that looks at issues beyond the headlines. Like, for instance, if we are talking about current affairs, so look at issues beyond the headlines. We want to unpack the issues that affect us as Africans. Okay, so these will be political issues, politics. Okay, so we'll talk politics on this platform. So we'll have politicians, political analysts, political commentators who are going to actually come and discuss politics on this program. We'll also bring issues of the economy, Tom.
Yes, we'll also look at issues of the economy. We'll try to bring in people. We'll bring in people who are conversant or professionals in various fields, economics, health, the health sector. Also try to bring in the entertainment part of it as well. Remember, we used to do an interview program pre 2016 and pre 2015 elections on Zambian Eye. So this is a follow up to that program that we used to do, but now we visual. That time we used to do not a visual interviews. I mean, not a visual broadcast. So we certainly bring in people that are professionals in various fields. Owen.
Indeed, people that are professionals in the various fields. And we'll not just dwell so much in the politics. I think we'll have also, cultural issues, Tom. We will have issues to do with the culture. Yeah, and we are losing our identity mainly as Africa. So we want to get down to the roots and see if we can bring out some of these issues. So
Indeed. Yeah, we a lot is happening in culture, and then we have an integrated society at the moment with the social media platforms. So we need to look at the cultural aspects of what is really happening in the world of Africa, and if whether we are actually losing our our cultural aspects of our lives. So certainly, we also bring in people who are experts in those areas of culture and the traditions. So we're pleased to hear from you as well, you the viewers. Owen.
We'll also talk about issues that concerns, health. As you know, if we are not health, we can't do anything. So we'll bring health experts to come and share some of these issues on how we can keep our life health. So we'll have issues to do with the health. We'll have issues to do with education. Tom.
Yes, this program, we may be Zambians presenting this, Zambians in Zambia, and Zambians in the UK, presenting this program, but this is open to everyone out there in Africa and the world over. So it's not a Zambian. We expect people maybe from Malawi, Tanzania, Kenya, other countries, other nationals to participate as well. So we are not actually confined to Zambia. So we're hoping to get many people to participate as well. Owen.
Yes, indeed, we expect to have many people to participate. So when we're talking about issues to do with education, we'll actually give guidance. We'll have experts that will come to talk about career guidance. If a child wants to pursue a certain career path, so we'll be giving such kind of tips. For instance, if one wants to be a doctor, what is it that they need to concentrate from the word go? So we
Exactly.
bring out these issues. What subjects at grade 12 or Form 1 in Zambia now, Tom, there is Form 1, which used to be
Well, there's
grade
now Form
8. We
1
are
going
going
back
for
to our
Form
days when,
0. Yeah.
yeah.
So Form 1, Form 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what subjects we'll be discussing about these issues? I know one of the schools, where my son is, they've already streamlined. If you're going the medicine way, it means you go into the natural sciences class. And if you're going business, you go in the commercial class, so we'll come and discuss some of these issues. What are the subjects that one needs to concentrate on? And then what are the universities that are available and for which programs? So we'll talk about the schools within Africa and the schools outside Africa, where people can get some of these stud opportunities. So,
Yes. Also, it's our appeal that if we those people that we invite, especially those in authority, we would like to also have them on board to discuss their issues. I mean, their programs and policies, and they should not shy away because they are they are in charge of public resources. They need to be accountable. So we expect them to participate when we've got a topic as well, and we also expect opposition leaders and opposition political parties to participate because they are alternative government in these fields. So both politics and non-political issues, participants, personnel, we expect them to be part of this program once invited. Owen.
indeed, so the way the program will be structured, we'll have of course, the introduction, and then we have perhaps a topic. Of course, we'll have a topic every day. We'll have a topic of discussion. So it will depend, either we have a guest on that particular day, or it's a topic that we have and we discuss it amongst ourselves. And then you chip in yourselves as readers, viewers, to actually contribute to the program. So we'll plan for like 30 minutes of the introduction, and then the guest comes to give the opening and the questions. And then from there, we'll allocate the last 30 minutes as the interactive time so that you are able to come in as viewers and participate in this program. And the
Indeed,
good
Owen.
thing is that you are able to participate from any part of the world that you are. If you're going to be our guest, we'll take you through the process on how you can actually join from your comfort of your office or your comfort of your home, Tom.
Indeed, like Owen has said, yeah, we invite everyone, and then yeah, we'll discuss, and we'd like you to participate, even those that are not known. I would like you to come and participate. But also, we'll also carry out programs that will go deep into the society, into the communities, to bring out issues that are not brought as put out there. So we will bring video footage of what is happening in the communities, and so that relevant authorities can be able to see what is not being told. Sometimes certain things are not told to relevant authorities because of various interests. So we'll try by all means possible to bring issues affecting the real people, the people on the ground, yeah, and people who are not being represented well. So, Owen.
Indeed, after all, this platform is your platform. We want to hear your voice. The number of people, mainly an ordinary person, is not given a platform there to speak. So we want to hear you. We want to hear you speak, air your views on different issues that we're going to actually bring in here. In case you're just joining us, you're watching Big Talk, where we discuss real issues. So real issues by real voices. And Owen Mianza speaking from Lusaka, joined by my colleague Tom Shonga from London in the United Kingdom. So we'll go for a short break. We'll be right back. So please make sure you stay on. We'll be right back. Well, thank you so much. You're watching Big Talk, where we discuss real issues. Yes, I think for today we're going to look at only two current issues. Of course, the stories that are happening across Africa. Yesterday, Tom, Malawi went to the polls. You know, the poll opened at 6 a.m. up to 6 p.m. And as we talk, the results are being actually counted from yesterday. We had 17 candidates that are actually taking part in this election, Tom, quite highly contested. According to analysts, they say this is one of the most highly contested election since the beginning of multi-party politics in that country. Tom.
Interesting. There are 17 candidates running. Three candidates. Three of those 17 candidates are seeking to be re-elected into office. That is the incumbent Chakwera and Mutharika and Mama Banda. So it's very interesting. 17 candidates. And
17 candidates for a country of that's more
20 million
population.
people,
Maybe just
a
to go,
population of 20 million.
yes, yes, just to go through the names of the candidates that are taking part in this election, I mean, at presidential level. So we have Dr. Joyce Hilda Banda. She is a former president of that country, and she's running on People's Party. And her running mate is the Kumalo Hastings Kachali. You remember Dr. Joyce Banda, Tom?
Yes, I do remember Dr. Joyce Banda. Yeah, she took over from the late Bakili, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the second, in no uncertainty order, the second candidate is Tokozani Manyika Banda, another Banda. Tokozani Manyika Banda, who is quite interesting term here. He is an independent candidate. Tokozani Manyika Banda, an independent candidate, and is the running mate is Vela Kalinda Katuzi. Yeah, so that is the running mate to Tokozani Banda. She's running as an independent. And then the third candidate is Akwame Bandawe. And Akwame Bandawe is standing on Anyamata Asikana Azimai. Quite interesting. Triple A. Nyamata Asikana Azimai. AA. She's standing on this political party's ticket. And the third candidate is the Akwame Bandawe. So Akwame Bandawe, actually, Akwame Bandawe is the one who is standing on the AAA political party. Or the fourth candidate is the incumbent, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera. He is standing on the Malawi Congress Party, MCP. You remember, Tom, this was the party that was actually the first political party that brought independence, if I'm not mistaken, in Malawi. And it bounced back to power after years of attempts. Tom, maybe you
So
have
we are
something
talking
to
of
say.
the UNIP of Malawi.
Precisely, yes. So this is the party of Kamuzu Banda. If you remember, I think they were in an alliance when Lazarus Chakwera stood as presidential candidate. So he's running on Malawi Congress Party. He's just been in an office for a term, Tom.
Mr. Chakwera came in with a lot of optimism after
Mhm.
people fell out with the former president Mutharika. If you remember, Mutharika was accused with for corruption and the economy not doing well, and, nepotism. So Chakwera was thought to be the Bali Ufixit of Malawi, but he has
Mhm.
fallen out of favor as well currently. So it's an interesting one. It's a very,
Quite
very interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. And the
Mhm.
fifth candidate is Kamuzu Chibambo. Kamuzu Chibambo, who's standing on People's Transformation Party. Kamuzu Chibambo, who's standing on People's Transformation Party,
Mhm.
Petra. And the Chibambo, the running mate, he's running with Chris Charles Bula. Chris Charles Bula is the running mate. And the sixth candidate is Adila James Chilongo. Adila James Chilongo. Adila is running also as an independent candidate, Tom, quite interesting. And the running mate is Mary Mavis Malukuo. Mary Mavis Malukuo is the running mate to Adili James Chilungu, who is standing as an independent candidate. And the seventh candidate is Cosmas Chi, Felix, Cosmas Felix Chipojola, Felix Chipojola, okay, who is also an independent candidate, and is also running with another woman here, Tom, who is Memory Naveko. Memory Naveko is the running mate. The eighth candidate is Dr. Dalito Kabambe. Dr. Dalito Kabambe, who is standing on the UTM party, and is running with Dr. Matthews Chinombo Mutum, Mutumbo, is it Mutumbuka, yeah, who is actually the running mate. Okay, so these are the candidates, Tom. These are some of the candidates running, and we have also I'm just trying to get the other names that are running. We have also another, former president, Tom, who is running in this election, who is Professor Peter Mutharika. So Professor Peter Mutharika is also actually running in this election, and he's 85, Tom.
Yes, he's
Mutharika is
85 indeed.
85
He
years.
doesn't look 85, but he's 85. But also interesting, you know about his running mate.
No.
His running mate is the lady that was in charge of the Electoral Commission in the 2019 elections. Remember, they had to do a rerun. He had first
Okay.
won, yeah, but then the Chakwera people petitioned the results, and that's how
Mhm.
it was overturned. So
Okay.
the, his running mate is the lady, is the woman that was the electoral commission commissioner. So there's this talk to say maybe she was, there's this talk in the
Mhm.
background that she was did she actually doctor the election
Mhm.
results of those in favor of Mutharika, Dr. Mutharika. But anyway, those are just the rumors of that time. But then those elections were dubbed as the Tipex elections. You know Tipex, the white,
Yes.
the white ink they
Yes.
use. So they're saying, yeah, those the 2019 first elections were dubbed as the Tipex elections because it was marred by fraud, and that's why it was overturned. Yeah, go on, Owen.
Okay. Interesting. So we're trying to get someone from Malawi, a colleague from Malawi, who is actually on the ground before we lose him. He tells me, I spoke to him a while ago. He was driving 100 kilometers, going home. So he said he was going to find a parking space so that we could do actually have 5-10 minutes with him. So we're just trying to get hold of him so that we can actually speak from what is happening, Tom, on the ground. So
Yeah.
I think I'll continue talking to him as we look at this story. Malawi yesterday went to the polls, and as late as the 30 minutes ago, Tom, no official results had been announced. 24 hours after
In
the
the
polls
elections.
closed. Yes.
Yeah, it's what should I say, typical. But anyway, let's wait and see. We still got a lot of time to wait
Yeah.
for the official results. It's better to get the official results than speculate. Like we said, our program is not about speculating and all. We would try by all means to bring factual news to you or information wherever it is from. And we're hoping to get our colleague from Malawi to give us what is happening on the ground. Yeah.
Indeed, I'm trying to get our colleague from Malawi, who was actually driving at the time I called him, so we could get what is exactly happening. Especially if you're watching this program and you're in Malawi, like we said, please, you actually are free to call. We'll be opening the line very shortly so that you are able to interact. But we wanted to speak to this journalist who is actually based in Malawi just to get to understand what is happening. Earlier on, Tom, the Malawi Electoral Commission held a press conference just to explain on how the counting up to the time the results are announced at the totaling center, the whole process is done. They held a press conference earlier today in the morning to explain this process, and they were expected to actually announce the first batch of results later this afternoon. So we wanted to get it actually to this colleague who was at this press conference, covering the press conference of what exactly has transpired. But suffice to say, from yesterday, 6 p.m., when the results, I mean, the polling closed and the counting began, no official results yet from the tallying center. We're trying to get this hold of this gentleman. But the other interesting thing, Tom, is that I think the counting or the whole process seems to be similar, like that of Zambia, where at the close of the polling, okay, while polling agents and all stakeholders are there, they remain inside, so they close, no ballot box is moved, and then they start counting the ballots in front of all stakeholders.
Yeah.
So after counting the ballots at that particular polling station, it means the results are did what? The results are actually announced from the polling station. Because I think earlier today or early hours of yesterday, social media was actually, characterized or sparked by the news of the early results from the polling stations that indicated that the opposition had actually taken lead from sampling some of the polling stations so far in Malawi. Tom.
Yeah. It's interesting that we're still waiting for the results, 24 hours, like you said. Yeah, we hope to get the results very soon, maybe by early tomorrow morning. And yeah, Owen.
Yes, we are actually keeping our eyes on that. We're hoping we can get the official results. So the results that are being circulated for now are results from the polling stations, like we say. So what actually happens is that when the counting is done from the polling stations, so that declaration form has to be physically ferried to the totaling center. So at the totaling center there again, So you find the political parties, the other stakeholders, international observers are actually there. So the results are verified. They are verified, the results physically, those that have been transmitted from the polling station. And that is when the results are actually announced to the nation. But one interesting thing, Tom, was that when I spoke to a colleague here to
Yeah.
say, now that since the polling stations are actually the results are announced from the polling station, because also from polling station we have the totaling center in for the constituents.
Okay.
Okay, so from there, that's where now I think you have the totaling center of a constituents. So he didn't give any indication that we have anything close to that, even after 24 hours of the results.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if we can see if there's anything new coming through. How the elections are going, the results, especially on parliamentary candidates. And yeah, here we've got a few. No, we haven't got anyone from Malawi apart from one. I think one lady is from the Malawi border. It's Mwami border, Malawi, in Eastern Province. Yeah, there's a Sarah Chichi Nkoma. Maybe she could be able to tell us what is happening there, or we wait for our colleague to come through.
No. We can get someone now. We want to hear people on the ground. What we want to know is how is the situation so far in Malawi? What is happening? Please, you are free to actually call. We are now opening the lines. Okay, so you can call on WhatsApp. So you can call on WhatsApp. So the number to call is right on the screen. In case you're just joining us, you are watching a Big Talk where we discuss real issues. So the number to call is 0979, sorry, plus 260 979 589 339. So the number is right on your screen. So you can actually call or send a WhatsApp message. Are you in Malawi or are you following events there? And what are your views about this newly introduced edition of the Big Talk that will be coming on Africa TV? So we want to actually hear from you. So the number is right on the screen.
So,
Tom.
okay, I was just reading something from the Malawi Electoral Commission, which is called the MEC, abbreviated as MEC. They've issued a statement that the Malawi Electoral Commission will provide an update on the 2025 general elections at 8 p.m. today. Follow the live update on the MEC Facebook page button. Yeah, so we'll be getting some official results from 8 p.m., which is about this time. So far, there's nothing that has come through. Is there? Yeah, I think they're doing a live streaming on their page as well. So we'll follow it from there as well, and from our colleague as well. So
okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay, so maybe we'll go to the other story that has been, I think, making headlines of late from Southern Africa. But maybe before we go to that, Tom, there's one interesting feature that you see in this election, and we also need to look at what does so far, although we cannot conclude, what is happening in Malawi, mean to Africa and to the world. Just in the US, we have a former president bouncing back into office. In Malawi, you've seen the number of candidates that are running, and we have two of those candidates that are actually former presidents. And as we talk, the results from the polling stations, the sum from the polling station show a very good lead for the opposition, who is also a former president of that
There are
country,
two actually former presidents.
Professor Peter Mutharika.
So, but you see, I
Yeah,
think,
I said the two former
yeah, I
presidents,
think,
and one of them is actually doing very well in this election. So, what does this mean? In Ghana also, Ghana, we have a former president who is the president now. What does this mean?
yeah, I don't know if we could read so much into it, but there's this thing about going back to the former. But see, one thing we need to understand is that the world has changed, information flow has changed. People get to know things quicker and are able to analyze things much more than they were in those olden days when information flow was quite slow by the time. So if a person comes in to say, I'll do this A, B, C, D, and so, and they give you a time frame, a mandate of 5 years or 4 years, whichever, if America's 4 years, and you tend to do something different, eh, people are now much more informed. People are now much averse to situations as well. So uh, the aspect of Malawi, there's this thing to say, Malawi, Malawi, Zambia and Malawi are like Siamese twins. Whatever happens in Malawi normally happens in Zambia or vice versa. So it's difficult to relate that to Zambia because in that case we don't have a former president. Yeah, so and it's very difficult to know, to gauge the political atmosphere in Zambia because not much has been, not much can be delved into what is happening in Zambia other than people talking maybe at their kitchen tables, but not in the public space. I think some other programs that I get to watch pertaining to Zambia, there are many people who call in as anonymous. They don't want to be associated. So it's like there's a lot of suppression of people's views. So we don't know how that will translate into the final elections as we go to elections next year. So yeah, uh, politicians are being made accountable, much more accountable, and then they should not actually sit on the laurels, especially that information is transmitted very easily at the moment, and it cannot be suppressed. No matter how much you try to suppress information, it cannot be done with so many platforms of so many sources of information. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom, sorry to cut you, but what do you think is driving these former presidents who, after they have, lost the election, humiliated in an election, you know, to after some time, have this guts, have this energy, to want to go for it again? Typical issue. Look at Malawi. Look at Malawi. Professor Mutharika is 85 years old and he has gone back,
So
and people still have confidence.
The Mutharika issue, I think I was reading somewhere where it says he's seen as a safe pair of hands, and then somebody who's there before. Apart from the corruption and nepotism that was put to him, they say he did well in terms of the economy and also infrastructure and all that stuff in Malawi. But then, when I think what drives these people to come back is when they see the people that have taken over from them not performing according to what the mantra they gave before being in governance. So it drives these people, and then other people are saying, sometimes it comes from the people to say we were better off when you were the leader. In the case of America, much more it was to do with Biden's physique. I mean, the economy was doing well, but his personnel was not somebody they could trust in terms of as in health. He didn't seem to be strong enough to carry the mantle on the American people. Chakwera's situation is that of he brought a lot of optimism, but the Malawians seem to be worse off than they were before. So it drives the others who have retired to come back to maybe steady the ship. And some maybe they've got unfinished business to do. Yeah. Owen, yeah.
Wow. So Chakwera has just done one term, and the former president feels he can do a better job than him. I think we've had also the same situation, mainly in Zambia, where I think almost all those that have served have made an attempt to get back. Wow. So before we continue, Tom, so let me just go through the text messages. I think this one you did read it from someone who is
From Mwami Boda.
at the border of Malawi and Zambia at Mwami border. He says it's a very interesting topic. Watching you from Eastern Province, Mwami border, Malawi. Okay, so then we have, is it Bernard Miyoba who is saying interesting program. We have DJ Brown who says interesting program. And I think all these are saying interesting program. We have Mwemba Chimwena who is saying watching you from southern part of Zambia. And we have it's Sepiso Mizinga saying interesting program. So in terms of the lessons, Tom, what lessons do we actually draw so far from what is happening in Malawi?
I think politicians need to be very honest, and okay, it's difficult to put the word honest on politicians. What is really happening is that we need to put public interest than personal self. As politicians need to put public interest than personal self. So I remember when I was quite young, but I was in my 20s then, when President Chiluba came into office, when he assumed office in 1991. The elections were held late 1991, but he assumed office in 1992. The first thing he said to manage the situations, people's expectations, the first thing he said was that the economic situation is very bad. People should be ready to tighten their belts. So people didn't put so much expectation on former President Frederick Chiluba. As a result, when we went to the polls in 1996, he still managed to garner, was it 62% or something like that? It was almost a landslide, though he had gone down in terms of percentage-wise, but he still managed to score a high percentage because he had somehow managed people's expectations at the time. So it is this thing about managing people's expectations when you assume office and what you can do, and meeting the promises that you made, and So, like I said earlier on as well,
Africans.
Yeah.
Tom, sorry to cut your thought. Africans now, becoming impatient that they can't keep a government for even 2 terms. I think we had also a situation in Botswana where the incumbent only ran for 1 term and he was voted out.
Yeah. Also, you're talking about Botswana, but also there's also Malawi. I remember there was an uprising in Malawi. Yeah,
Yeah, the same thing is happening
not
in
Malawi,
Malawi, and
Kenya as
we
well.
can break it.
Ruto came up on that mantra of so much hope, but barely a year into his office, people started uprising or something. Yeah, so it's about this thing about doing something and you're doing something else. You know, people in the Zambian context, Zambians are very patient, are very, very patient. So it's what you tell them and what you're going to do, you know. So uh, in the Zambians, they, in terms of one term, yeah, people are expectant, want their lives to be improved. And if you're not meeting those, if you're not meeting all those promises, you'll be kicked out. You know, unless you try other means other than the people's wishes. Sometimes people can go, people can go, those in authority can go against the people's wishes by doctoring the elections to suit their own personal wishes, but which is quite a dangerous thing to do. So,
Okay, so under 2 minutes, Tom, we're also going to look at this story of the former president of Zambia, uh, Edgar Lungu, who died on the 5th of June, 2025. Today is exactly 3 months,
3 months,
three
12
months,
days.
15
Is it 50?
days, 3 months, 15 days. Is it 3 months,
Yeah,
12
three.
days?
He
Yeah,
died
three
on the
months,
5th of
12
June. Yeah.
days. He has not yet been buried. He has not yet been buried. 3 months, 12 days. He has not yet been buried. Yesterday, the Praetorian High Court uh, delivered the judgment to dismiss the
For
application
appeal.
by the family who were seeking to apply against the ruling the same court had made in favor of the Zambian government to repatriate the body.
So,
And at the
yeah,
same time,
they
Tom,
were trying to
we
appeal.
have the we we have the at the same time I think last week both government and family announced that we're engaging on the official talks to see how they can actually resolve the impasse that surrounds the burial of the former president. So quickly, under 2 minutes, Tom, what do you think? What are the issues really, and are these talks really yielding something?
So if there are talks, those talks are not in public, so we don't know how far they are gone or whether they are actual talks. But yes, the government mentioned there were talks, and then the family spokesman mentioned there were talks, but nothing has been given out to the public. Other than that, if it's we cannot gauge whether to say they are yielding something because they will be speculating again. But it's a very unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in as a country, which is very embarrassing, to say the least. This should have not happened. Depending, regardless of who we are, which political parties you support, or at the end of the day, as a Zambian, this is so embarrassing to the country. You know, uh, this thing should have been done.
So, what are the issues, Tom? What are the issues that the parties cannot agree?
Uh, according to the family, they don't want the head of state to be part and parcel of what was happening, or part and parcel of the of the funeral of the late former president because they feel he was mistreated by the current government. The government, on the other hand, wants to do their part as being responsible to give a former head of state an official burial with what they term as with dignity. So that's where the problem is. So they say the family doesn't want the President HH's government to to oversee the burial or the funeral of the late president. So that's where the problem is. So I don't know whether you can say there should be a give and take, or but it speaks volumes to the kind of politics we're practicing at the moment as a country. I mean, politics is not politics at the moment. It has become so personal, and in certain issues, people are taking things very personal. And yet, what's supposed to be done in terms of politics is about managing public funds for regardless who, for every Zambian. You know, there's no UPND kwacha, there's no PF kwacha. We have one kwacha. We breathe the same air. We need the same facilities. So we need to remove this hate thing in our politics, and we need to uh, we need to mature. We need to mature and from the politics that we're practicing. We need to graduate from. It's not necessary. It's not really necessary for us to be in this situation of hate politics.
Yeah, quite
Yeah.
sad, Tom. And now, where do we stand after the application was actually dismissed with costs yesterday? So, where do we stand on this issue?
Nothing is coming out from government. There's nothing official that has come out from government, and there's nothing official that has come out from the family. So anything I have to say would only be speculative. So, which is not a good thing to do. I only read somewhere that the family had appealed what the High Court, the Gauteng High Court's ruling to their higher courts. I don't know whether it's a Constitutional Court or Supreme Court. So we don't know. There's nothing official that has come through. And as at yesterday or this today, there's nothing from government and there's nothing from the family officially. You know. So, but we hope that things can be resolved and the country moves on, because it's embarrassing to have a head of state not buried for the former head of state not buried for the last 3 months because of either personal issues or misunderstandings. Yeah, these misunderstandings can easily be resolved if people can humble themselves. Yeah. So yeah.
Indeed, interesting, Tom, there. And certainly, we hope the two parties will be able to sit down and agree so that an amicable solution is reached and the former president is put to rest. This is only the beginning. Every week, we'll be right here unpacking issues that matter most to Africa and the Africans everywhere. For me, Owen Mianza, for today, we end here. Until next time again, when you will be right here to discuss issues from the Real Voices Talk.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for those that have tuned in to watch the first episode. And we expect it will be coming every week. We'll not do a daily program unless the demands say so. And yeah, we ask you to stay tuned to the big talk, and remember, we don't shy away from the tough conversations. And we're not confined to Zambia. We want to hear from Nigeria. We want to hear from Morocco. We want to hear from South Africa. We want to hear from wherever in Africa. Bring out the issues, and yeah. And we expect you, Zambians, whoever, to participate. Everyone to participate. Not particularly. Sorry to mention Zambia, but everyone to participate. And will be a timed program. We will not go forever and ever and ever. No, it will be a timed program. And we'll bring in a few other things as well. There's a very interesting things that we have in line for you. So we hope to see you once again. And it's good night from me. Owen.
It's good night indeed, and welcome to Big Talk.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.